Australia continue their attempt at a Grand Slam tour of the North, and Scotland begin their autumn series. And taken down by the giant Rory Arnold, 6'10" of him. Should not tax him too much. So within 3 minutes, 3 points for Scotland. James Horwill has joined us. It was a bright start initially by Australia, had plenty of ball, but then things turned a bit blue. Right on the edge of the 22. Captain Moore, I say captain, he's not today's hooper, but Moore, wonderful work by the hooker. And his 114th cap, and Australia now menacing.
Tackle move!
Still there for Australia. And the blue line flying up in defence, but this is where Australia are so dangerous. And Scotland going for the interception, gives the chance now to Folau, slips it out. And an opportunity now for Haylett-Petty on the wing after the work by Hodge. Still there for the Wallabies, 2 metres out, and Will Genia gives it on to the forwards to crash up to the line. Can't quite get it down, just about on the line. So Australia have to try again. Carried on now by Kepu, and then the spill as Folau comes through. And you saw earlier in the move Dunbar flying up to look for the interception, but didn't quite pay off there, and Scotland survive. His 100th cap goes to Richie Gray, and Russell just shapes to pass and then chips, and it's well placed and well taken, and a chance, and there will be a try, and it's Hugh Jones! Hugh Jones under the posts. The nearly new man, and his second cap for Scotland gives Scotland what will be a 10-point lead.
Finn Russell's chip, he's pulling up the Australian defence, and he just dinks it over the top, in between the front line and the back line. And Hugh Jones, it changes his pace, changes his angle to get on the end of that and score under the sticks. Fantastic score by Scotland.
They would have had a plan, first line out of the game around there, to play that play. They would have seen something in the tape during the week, and that always gives you great confidence going forward when a move like that comes off that you would have worked spent a lot of time on the training pitch.
Yeah, Scotland will deliberately, you see Pocock and Hooper in that defensive line. They don't want to take that on physically. Finn Russell delayed his chip to pull the defence forward and then chip in behind, just almost exactly what they're not looking for.
So Australia 12 minutes in, 10 points down, and ball to play with. Genia fires the back line again. Foley gives it on. Folau in the little loop around by Foley. Nice play by Australia, and coming through the middle is Haylett-Petty onto Hodge. Beautiful from the Wallabies, and Hodge for the try. A glorious try from Reece Hodge, and Australia strike back.
They like to use the width. You can see here, Foley gets a loop around there, and the Scottish defence are on the back foot from there, and then there's some great offloading there, and Reece Hodge does well here to finish with a couple of Scottish defenders on him.
The other thing that's really interesting there is you see Spate and Hodges keeping the width. They're so wide, that means that Sean Maitland can't come in and close the gate. Stuart Hawk's trying to come up from behind. Folau's at second receiver there with a lovely pass back in the loop to Foley. And then Haylett-Petty takes the space ahead of him, gets his hands free. I thought Hodges could have given that, but he's got the power to drive over and score.
That's better from Foley. I say better because last week that was the one part of his game that didn't quite fire, place kicking, but he is 1 from 1 today, and Australia within 3 points. And Ryan Wilson very early in the match, so their supplies in the forward department are becoming a little bit depleted. Australia safely with the line out and get a decent maul going, better than decent now, and they have the penalty coming in at the side. John Barclay. And so they are free attack here with a penalty coming. Lovely pick up by Folau, and Folau almost through, and a beautiful offload, and a chance now for Australia through Hooper and Genia has Kuridrani. Beyond him it's taken by Scotland and by Hugh Jones, who had to be there. And Australia's long advantage is over now, and then Scotland have the penalty. So really a dream result from that passage of play for Scotland to come away with a penalty, because again, for all the world, Australia were scoring.
Yeah, there's Folau at second receiver. More often we see him out in the wide channels. Hooper is a classic 7 open side support player, and that pass there from Genia almost Hodge in for another try.
Another one sweetly struck by Foley, and we're all tied up at Murrayfield. 23 minutes gone. I say the scores are even, but Australia certainly with the upper hand at the moment. Genya goes a little bit longer, and Hogg waiting. Hasn't had too much to do recently. A little bit of ground in front of him here, and again Murrayfield lifts the volume. And he's taken down by Moore, chopped around the legs. Russell flings it out wide. Visser to no one. Jones has to get back and does well. Russell wandering around looking for options, and Hogg there.
No advantage. Number 3 goals.
Oh, so a penalty. There was an advantage being played, so that was an infringement by Sekope Kepu. The Waratahs tight head offside. He gives a massive exhalation of the cheeks and a grimace, but a chance. I see we're on the outskirts of Laidlaw's kicking range here. And it's scooped it up in the air and just trying to give it a little bit extra. And Hodge with the clearance. And taken in by Maitland. And Sean Maitland in great form for Saracens this season, his new club after leaving London Irish. And Johnny Gray gives it on to Ford. And Barkley to Russell, to Hogg, and Hogg to Hugh Jones, and Visser, and Tim Visser still going. And deep into the 22, Scotland there for the first time in a while. And there is Hamish Watson.
Away it is! Stay down, stay down.
Russell again, and Finn Russell almost through. Offloads to Richie Gray, and Richie Gray trying to batter his way over the smallest man in the pitch. Wide it goes now from Scotland through Fagerson, and on to Hugh Jones, and Jones is it again! Hugh Jones scores his second try. What a remarkable game he's having, and Scotland lead once more.
Scotland are just coming alive with ball in hand. They haven't had a lot of possession, but when they have had possession, they've caused all sorts of trouble for the Australian defence. And we saw it there again. This is them attacking the edge. The delayed pass from Hugh Jones here just sucks in Folau, allowing a little bit of space for Tim Visser. And when the ball's recycled, Hugh Jones kicks Fagerson's pass and skips outside as it's Seal or Kepu and scores.
He's a big man, but he shifts well, and he did a great job there and really set the Australian defence on the back foot.
And Kirsten Laidlaw, 7-point try, and Scotland's lead stretches again. What a game Hugh Jones is having. And I said he played in a sort of scrappy win over Japan in the summer, and that was it really. Came on as a replacement there, and here 2 tries against the Wallabies. Changes made in the first half, which were Rob Simmons on in the second row for Adam Coleman for Australia, and Ryan Wilson was off in the back row. John Hardy came on for Scotland. Australia again with that ball from the start, so an early chance for Henry Spate. And restarts, still an area of some concern for Scotland. And Australia have the penalty. He's kicking well today, 3 from 3, and whittling away at the lead of Scotland at the start of the second half. It's a 4-point game with just 2 minutes played after the break. It's pretty solid. Scotland's beginning to slip a bit though now. They really have to move that ball, so Laidlaw does just that. Scotland then from the back foot, and Hogg almost through himself, and Hogg up to within 3 metres of the line. The acceleration he has, and now Scotland come through the forwards, and the Gray brothers to the line, and Johnny Gray has it down. The referee looking, Scotland celebrating, and the TMO will look at it.
Yeah, that's pretty conclusive there. I think he's made, like Ian Davis did say, that the assistant referee on the far side said he'd seen the ball being grounded. James, do you agree?
Yeah, I imagine this will be a pretty quick decision here, unless he's lost it there. But I think, yeah, you can see the ball will be on the line there. That's a try. Great work try for Scotland off some good field position
I have a decision.
from the scrum. And I think
There's no
Laidlaw did
reason
really well to
why
get the
you
ball
may
out
not
of the
want to
scrum
try.
going backwards.
Simon McDowell says just that, the TMO, and Scotland, well, Australia had the first points of the second half. Scotland have the first try. Coming round well. A glancing blow off the post, but enough to send it back, so just the 5 points. But again, it was off a scrum that was going backwards, and then Hogg did this.
He's so quick, they're so difficult, so much space for Kuridrani to cover, and Hogg just gets that footwork similar to Jones in the first half.
Scott Seal. And Australia making good ground again. Oh, Kuridrani finds support now in Dane Haylett-Petty. Haylett-Petty with a step infield. He finds support from Folau. Folau, sort of Hail Mary pass, but Ross Ford is there for Scotland. It was hopeful from Folau, and just a little chipped clearance, and Scotland will still be under pressure here. Australia's line out, but it could have been worse, could have been better for Australia.
Oh, there's some sublime pieces of skill in there. Kuridrani's hands to Haylett-Petty, and then you can see what Folau's thinking. They're trying to keep the ball alive. I must say, Finn Russell getting back and making that tackle was outstanding.
He throws it over the head of 3 Australians here. Through it goes, and Foley chips away at the Scottish lead once again. Good strength from the inside centre. Crashing on Barkley. Hooper eventually falls on him, and quicker pace from Scotland now, and Russell gives it wide to Hogg. Hogg a little chip, and the chase is there for Visser if he can get it, but the ball beats everyone into touch. Folau was covering. So close for Scotland, and the crowd boo because Folau is having a little push at Visser, but well, we'll have a look at it. No,
there's nothing in that at all.
Ball still there though for Australia. Great work by Wallabies, advantage to Australia as well, and then the hand comes in, so there'll be penalty to the Wallabies, and the referee will beginning to lose a little bit of patience, as a few are out there. Might just be a chat from the referee here to Greg Laidlaw. You can hear Simon McDowell coming in there, the TMO, saying, looking to check foul play. Up he rises. Oh, right, okay. On Johnny Gray by Will Skelton, 140 kilos of him. So let's hear what Simon McDowell and John Lacey think, but just wondering what you chaps
Johnny,
think.
it's coming again.
Yeah, look, it's one of those ones that you can't sort of do it, something like that out in the open. It was probably unnecessary, and you hate to see an opportunity like that ruined for a thing like that. I don't think anyone was hurt from it, but in the end, it doesn't look good, and the referee looks like he's going to make a decision here, and I think it's going to go against Australia.
Yeah, it's charging, isn't it? It's a clear yellow card, at least.
Well, it's foolish again. We stress these things.
Correct, Johnny.
I'm going to say they look worse in slow motion, but even in real time, that looked bad. They're 6 points adrift. They are attacking with 14 men, and Pocock, Scotland don't engage initially, and then punch Australia back. So Moore slips it to Phipps. Phipps to Foley. Foley to Kuridrani, and Kuridrani is through, and Kuridrani for the line. The tackle, the stretch, the try for Tavita Kuridrani.
What a carry from Tavita Kuridrani. That's what he can do so well. Yes. He gets in there, breaks the first man, and hopefully, or maybe, he's got the ball down.
Well, that is a try, and it's under the post. It will be a 7-point try. The conversion to come, but surely Australia will lead with 5 minutes to go, and what a try from Tavita Kuridrani.
And then get to their big runner. Kuridrani's footwork gets him outside Peter Horne, and now Stuart Hogg puts a great tackle in, but that reach, that composure, and that finish for Tavita Kuridrani is out of the top drawer. Look at that, he gets outside Peter Horne, inside Hugh Jones, and then under that good tackle he stretches, using his whole body to reach the line.
And the picture there, Hogg with a tackle and Peter Horne with the exasperation and the beating of the ground in frustration, but what an effort. That's try scoring at the highest order from Kuridrani. Brilliant. Through it goes from Foley. 4 minutes to go, and Australia leads at Murrayfield. Far too far out for the drop goal. Carried in by Murray Lowe.
No! I think that's
6. Once more, Hugh Jones. Laid back and then lost, and then out, and then gone. and hope for Scotland over. The victory for Australia. It ends after 19 phases of trying, of battering away at the Australian defence. It ends in defeat, it ends in smiles and celebrations for Australia, for the Wallabies, and beaten men on the ground for Scotland. But what a match.